Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is your daily go-getterism number 343, September 11th, 2015. 9/11, 2015. We don't get into all of that. Okay. Today I want to talk about the difference between telling on somebody and snitching on somebody. I mean, is there really a difference? You know, when you're the person being told on or snitched on, you kind of feel like it's exactly the same thing, because the bottom line is you might feel like somebody got in your business or betrayed your trust. They said something to somebody else that got you in trouble because they had no business speaking up. It could have been a variety of things. They could have told about something that you did to somebody else. They could have told something about something that you took, stole, whatever. They could have told something secretive, something that you were supposed to keep between you and somebody else. They told somebody else. What makes the difference between whether they snitched or whether they just told on you? Normally, when a person snitches on somebody else, they do it because they may be retaliating against them, or because they don't really like them or appreciate them that much. People who snitch on other people, they normally do it because they don't like the person, or they really don't like what the person did, even if they do like the person. When you tell on somebody, normally you're not doing that with a bad intention. You're not doing that with malice. You're not doing that with malicious intent. You might be telling on somebody in order to prevent them from hurting themselves or hurting somebody else that you do like as well. Kids tell on people when they're young. We're taught when we're younger that if somebody does something bad, that you're supposed to tell a grown up what happened. So in school, we know that telling on somebody that's doing something bad is what we're taught to do. That's supposed to be a good thing to do. And really that is a good thing to do, particularly when it comes to children, because we don't want to put them in a position where they are afraid to tell on somebody that's doing something bad, because they may be putting themselves in harm's way. We have a lot of people out here that are pedophiles, and they cause harm to children, and we're not trying to have a situation where we put our children's health or their well-being at stake for any reason. But as we are children, as we grow older and we form friendships and we realize what friendship is all about, we learn the things that we should say about our friends to grown-ups and the things that we shouldn't say to our friends about grown-ups. So this is when the whole snitching comes into play. You know what I'm saying? Because once we understand what things are supposed to be said, what things aren't supposed to be said, so we start making our own decisions about what we tell and what we don't tell. So if you tell some things that you know that you wasn't supposed to tell, and it's not for that person's safety, then more than likely, use a snitch. Sometimes you can snitch on a person without really meaning to snitch on them. Or are you telling on a person when you ain't mean to tell on them? Many a man, many a woman. Let's keep this on the man level, because men really get in a lot of trouble for snitching. You know what I mean? Once a man is labeled a snitch, he got some problems around the way or in his inner circle. But many a man has inadvertently told his friend's woman that he was doing something he ain't had no business doing. Like say something to his girl, like, or his wife, like, yeah, so we was at such and such last, the other day, he was talking about you the whole night, knowing he might be thinking that he's covering for his man, but meanwhile he might be messing things up or whatever. It's a slippery slope, man. It's something that you kind of have to be careful of, because to remain snitch free, to keep yourself from snitching on a person, you have to know exactly what you're supposed to say, what you're not supposed to say, when you're supposed to say something, when you're not supposed to say something. You have to know a person's movements a little bit and all that. So sometimes it's just better not to open your mouth about nobody except for yourself. For yourself when you buy yourself. And sometimes you can still wind up snitching on a person, with that, because they might have said that they was with you, and then you say you was by yourself. It's just crazy, man. We all make mistakes, and when you have to protect somebody else's interests by, verbally, shutting down, it's not always the easy thing to do. Some people do it better than others. Now, you do have some people out there that do get off on snitching on people. I've heard people do it. Man, don't tell me nothing if you don't want me to snitch. Because, somebody asked me, I ain't taking a fall for nobody, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling who did it, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I stay away from those types. Getting out of here. For real. The last thing I want to get into is that, when we in the hood, we don't want to be labeled as no snitch, because the street code says that snitches get stitches and all of that kind of stuff. So it prevents us at times from reporting illegal behavior. Like, I have the hustlers that hustle on my block, but I'm not going to tell the cops what they do under any circumstances, really. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not, although I'm not in the streets, I'm of the streets, and I understand why certain people do what they do. So they're going to have to, listen, people will get high, they're going to get high regardless, whether they buy it from those guys or somebody else, whatever. You have to be careful about who you report certain things to, because you don't want to look like you're doing something to somebody that hasn't done anything to you personally. You know what I mean? And you don't want to get into a situation where you might be putting your family in danger, putting your well-being in danger, or all that retaliation and all of that. I don't even want to deal with that right now. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely don't want that. Listen. Keeping your mouth shut goes a long way, no matter what situation. You kind of, as you get older, if you still loose at the lips once you get a certain age, I would say over 30, you got a problem. Straight up, because everybody has a best friend, and normally if you have a best friend, then you've been asked to keep secrets. Now, if you've had a problem doing that, then you got a problem. Listen, good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. Snitching, telling, snitching, telling, tattletaling, ratting, all of that stuff. Look, try to do the best you can by the ones who love and trust you, and hope that they do the same by you. And one way that you can always get around being snitched on or told on is to don't keep a lot of secrets. Try to walk the straight and narrow path if it is at all possible, and it is. Try to do your best. Urban Therapy with Son, Spring Cleaning Event, Part 6. I've been thinking about a word, a title to call it, because it's going to be the first. It's going to be the first event of the fall. So, how about the Take the Fall event? Huh? Take the Fall event, Part 1. I don't know. We'll kick it around. We'll come up with something. But anyway, it's this month, September 26th. No Father. It's the weekend of the Pope. The weekend that the Pope is coming to Philly. He's shutting the city down. We open it back up with some diet and exercise. All exercise. We're going out there in the woods to have fun once again for the third time. Summer Burn Part 3. Take the Fall Part 1. Huh? All right, y'all. Listen, I'm going to holler at y'all later. Tired of being out here getting bitten. Still summertime, right? Y'all have a good night. I get it at y'all. Peace. Smell back here, sure.